Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to be out here this afternoon and bringing this message of self-realization to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover your identity, to be your divinity. Thus, the reason why I want to speak to you concerning Neville Goddard and Abdullah, and how Abdullah, who was Neville Goddard's mentor and an ancestor, how he taught Neville that the book of Job is his own biography, and how the entire Bible is man's biography. If they would only understand that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. So basically, if you understand the Genesis story, you will understand also that Genesis, the Genesis, Genesis, is showing you or teaching you that God is the creator of all things, and everything starts with a thought, that everything came from the invisible to the visible. That's the reason why when you come now to the book of Job, it teaches you first of all that Job was rich. But the first thing I want you to know is that Job actually is the joy of believing. That's how I see J-O-B, the joy of believing. So there is joy in believing. There is magic in believing. The creation process takes place in believing. Believing in your higher self. Believing in your own human imagination, which is the creator in man. That's the reason why even those who have the masses in a brainwash mindset, even they have them believing in an imaginary Jesus, which is actually an idol. But let me go right back to what I was saying with Job. And it started teaching you that Job was rich, that Job had everything. And it's teaching you that riches, abundance, all of these things, that they are your birthright. And that you come from a place of infinite possibilities. You come from a place of limitlessness. You come from a place whereby all things exist. And we all know that all things exist in the human imagination. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, it is teaching you how you descended from a high place to a lower place. Now, when you understand that, you will understand descension and ascension, how God descended into generation and must ascend into regeneration. Then it is telling you also concerning the polarity, because it's teaching you balance. It is teaching you how to understand life and how to come into, as I would have told you before, the joy of believing or the joy of living, the joy of life. By having an understanding of balance, by understanding the law of polarity, by understanding the law of cause and effect, by teaching you also how to understand the law of mentalism, by getting you also to understand the law of vibration, teaching you all of these laws right in that book of Job. And it says that the adversary, the enemy, the devil, which is your lower self, which is speaking about that side of you that dwells on the humanistic realm, the animal level, whereby you just exist under five senses, where you can see, taste, touch, and smell, where you interpret things in your life as hurting you, where you interpret things in your life as against you, where you interpret things in your life as judgment or as condemnation, whereby you would speak against your own self, whereby you would go against your own self, and you speak against your higher self, where you would no longer believe in the higher version, in the highest version of yourself. So when it says that Job lose all of these different things, including his children and his wealth, it is teaching you that you will find yourself in this life in a place of lack, in a place of mediocrity. Because why? A thief has stolen everything from you. What is that thief? Your intellectual self. That's what it's referring to as the devil, because it will happen. You are reasoning within yourself, because you're born in this world with perception. You're born in this world with will, reasoning, memory, intuition, imagination, all of these faculties. And a system has robbed you from all of these things. Like, for example, the educational system. And so it is teaching you that when these things have been taken away from you, and you're on your ash heap, never to look towards anyone or anything outside of yourself to comfort you. Because your real friend is your higher self. And your greatest enemy is your lower self. So when it says that the devil came before God to bring an accusation against Job, my brother and my sisters, you have to understand what or who is an angel. An angel is a messenger, and what brings message to you and from you, it's your thoughts. So it is a conflict of mind, because God and the devil is the same person. It is the one coin with the head and the tail. It's the yin and the yang. If you have light, you must have darkness. It's the law of polarity. So it's teaching you the contrast. It is teaching you the polar opposite of being rich and knowing who you are. And when you fall in a place of amnesia, it's all about the journey of life. And you actually forget who you are. They teaches you even those who are closest to you. Such as a wife, they use a woman as an example to show the closeness, to show the relationship. And says that the wife says to Job, why don't you curse God and die? Many people are cursing themselves because why? The word that comes from our mouth is what? A spell. That's why in school they tell you we're going to do spelling. And you're dealing with words. And that's the reason why also we are told that the gospel is the good news. It's the good spell. It's words that will uplift you and encourage you. It is not words that will condemn you and judge you, but words that will lift you up. Words that you can embrace and become a better person. Understanding that you must not be conformed, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the real gospel. That's the good spell. So, he was showing you here that you will be tempted to pronounce a curse over your life. And many people always pronounce a curse over their life when they say, I am broke, I am weak. When you're told, let the weak say, I am strong. And let the poor say, I am rich. Why? Because the name of God is I am. From generation to generation. And that's your memorial. That's Exodus chapter 3. And the reason why many do not understand Exodus chapter 3, because they believe Moses is a literal man that existed thousands of years ago. But Moses means to be born. And in this journey of life, once you be born into this dimension where you're trapped in time, space, and matter, you will ask the universal question, who am I? And when the answer comes, it will be, I am that I am, which means I am whatever I believe myself to be. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So many people are speaking against God, and when they do that, they're in a place of death, spiritual death. They're in a place of blindness, spiritual blindness. And they're in a place of lack of imagination, or poverty of imagination, because they do not know who they are. They do not know why they're here. They do not know where they come from, and they do not know where they are going. Therefore, they be filled with religion, they be filled with academic education, and they be filled with politics. And all of these things are what is robbing you from discovering your higher self. But Job chapter 33 tells you a great secret. And a reason why it is in Job chapter 33, it is because when you come to understand that it is your own biography, you will understand the 33 bone of the vertebra. You will understand Jacob's ladder. You will understand what it means to come back to Zion. You will understand what it means to have a strong fortress, whereby no moth and no rust could break in, and no thief can break in and steal. You'll understand where your treasure lies. You'll also discover the commander in your command center. And you will understand that the commander is invisible. So my brother and my sisters, I remember maybe more than a year ago for sure, but when I now started speaking on camera, I did a DVD. I think I'm gonna try and relocate it and put it on Amazon for anyone who wanna listen, where I spoke about the entrepreneurial secret. And I went into that book of Job 33, and I was inspired to do the 42 laws of Ma'at, which I never studied Kemet, I never studied none of those things, because those things were not the things that were used to enslave us and keep us in mental slavery. The Bible is what was used, and it was interpreted to us as literal and as secular history. And I can speak as one who was born and grew up in the Caribbean, and can take anyone and show them the proof of it going on even right now in the schools, with the church and state and the religious programs that are normally take place in the school. Okay? And will continue for generation after generation, because many are not going to believe what I am saying. Many still believe that the key to success is education. So they put education over their own human imagination. You understand? And they allow themselves to be robbed of using their mental faculties that they born with, that was given to them for free. And the things that they pay money for, they put value upon them, and they call someone like me as crazy. So that's how it is when you live in a country where people have colonial mentality, and you believe that they're actually living in a third world country. But when they understand the numerology of 3, 6, and 9, they will embrace the mother, the father, and the son, because they will have a fun understanding of what I'm talking about. Because even as I speak to you, I'm still speaking in a little bit of parables right there. So yes, my brother and my sisters, I spoke about the 42 laws of Ma'at. Being inspired. Why? Because I'm connected to a frequency. And that same frequency that I am connected to is the same frequency whereby my ancestor Abdullah was connected to, because it goes right back to the ether. It goes right back to the sun. It goes right back to our origin. That's the reason why, my brother and my sisters, everything I bring to you, it has to do with experience, not theory. So my brother and my sisters, in coming to a close here, the book of Job is your own biography. And Neville Goddard, that the Bible is man's own biography. That for man to discover this truth, he must look inwardly. But most of all, I want to say, and I want to say this clearly, that there are many who are using this message of self-realization just for gain, because all they talk about is just the law. Whether it's the law of attraction or whichever law, but it's all about gaining material things which are still temporal. And nothing wrong in having material things, but you're told to seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. You're also told to know thyself first. Man, know thyself. And I'm the only one who's on the internet is teaching you the promise. And why am I teaching you the promise? And how am I teaching you the promise? By telling you my experience. Share with you my experience. Because I cannot hide my experience. How can someone have such a great experience and hide it from the rest of humanity, when my existence here is to help to uplift and bring value to the rest of humanity, by pointing you to look inwardly, not to look outwardly, to get you to believe in yourself, and learning that it is your thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. So my brother and my sisters, I'm encouraging you to embrace the Job story as your story, your biography. And I can open it from many different angles, but I'm teaching you from this angle. That's the reason why I always encourage you to learn to go to bed more consciously. As Abdullah taught Neville Goddard how to go to bed more consciously. And in my country, the biggest business in my country started from the Goddard family. One of these days, I'll do a vlog and show you all of the different businesses right in my country. So with that being said, I don't want to go too much. I want to thank you very much, and I want to say to you, if this message is resonating with you, and you would have gone beyond all the different things that might bring distraction, whether is it race, whether is it my grammar, whether is it all of these things. If you go beyond all of that, and you're like, this man is not intellectual, but what he's saying, it is making sense to me, it is resonating with me, I'm encouraging you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. And I want to remind you, as usual, that this message I bring to you is a single eye message of self-realization, with Matthew 6:22 teaches us that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And hadn't it been that I would have had that experience where I awake within myself, and that I awake within, and I come to understand what it means when I say, in a twinkling of an eye, you shall change from mortal to immortality. And understand, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man, and know that I am the Son of Man. I am the only begotten. Out of millions and millions of sperm, I am the chosen one. The cosmic light have shone upon me, and have come forth for this time and this season to bring a message of self-realization to the rest of humanity. Had it been for that experience, where I bust my contract and became invisible, I wouldn't have been here always giving you the sign, the symbol of the single eye, showing you the eye above the pyramid, letting you know that you're a pyramid. From here to up here, you're a pyramid. From here to your waistline, you're a pyramid. And from here to the sole of your feet, you're a pyramid. That's the chi of life. And I'm giving you the symbol of the higher self, the single eye. And they have this single eye and the US dollar, because those who are the founding fathers, They knew the secret. And I'm sharing it with you out of love for all of humanity. That's the reason why I always say to you, when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day. And that's the reason why in Psalms 84:11 it says that the sun, that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And the US dollar says, in God we trust. And I see one of the richest men in this country have a hall of fame, and he has written up, in God we trust. Many people say, but they don't know what it's all about. That's the reason why I always say to you that the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. And that's the reason why I always encourage you to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your creative power, your God power, to achieve your every desire, and prove for yourself that the book of Job is your own biography, as Abdullah taught Neville Goddard to believe in his own creativity. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.